Hi there, hi everybody, this is my channel, Annie. I like to react to YouTube videos and movies, films, music, new music that's come out, old music that's come out, and I will be basically time recording my reactions to stuff on here. I'm a bit late to this train, but I've got stuff to say about the whole Blake Lively cancellation. So this is going to be a quick video because I posted about 2 weeks ago my reaction to the trailer of It Ends With Us, and I knew, I had a feeling that people were going to be discussing, there's going to be more stuff basically that's going to come out about this film, anything to do with it, anything surrounding it, about it, because of the book, because of the author of the book, because of Blake Lively basically. And you know what, the stuff that's coming out about her and the way people are reacting to it, I am jumping on the cancellation train. I'm sorry, it's actually, I'm not sorry. People will always show you who they are, and you either choose to ignore it or you choose to ignore it, and it just, the pattern keeps coming up, I'm British, sorry, so my accent will be without the T. Blake Lively is now cancelled, which was not on my 2024 like bingo card. It was not on my card at all, but it was a long time coming. I'm sorry, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, I'm jumping on the train. You always see people for who they are. They always reveal themselves for who they are. You either choose to ignore it or the pattern keeps repeating itself and it comes out eventually. And with her, I feel like the whole Serena van der Woodsen, the whole Gossip Girl thing, they're all masks. They're all masks to make, I mean, they're not really masks because she put herself in that role, and also developed her whole career over it. But also, I didn't put her in my bingo card. The way that P. Diddy's being cancelled this year, perfect. Drake being cancelled this year, perfect. J-Lo, perfect. Like, they all reveal themselves at the end of the day. And this Blake Lively, and let's definitely discuss Ryan Reynolds being on that card, to be honest. They always reveal themselves. The emotional immaturity, the tone deafness, the not being inclusive, the negligence of any type of growth or any type of understanding about how the world actually works, about the sadness, the happiness, the in-depth overlook that she keeps on saying in her interviews to promote this movie.
She's a woman of multitudes. She's an entrepreneur, a shop owner, an artist, a mother, a daughter, a friend, a sister, a lover. She's all of these things. And so to get to play a woman who experiences so many things and all the colors of the human emotion was just such a gift.
I love that she was, masculine and feminine. I love that she liked old things and then new shiny things, that she was very utility and practical, but sort of over the top and glamorous in other moments.
And she achieves her childhood dream. What's your childhood dream?
To wear Britney Spears' Versace dress.
The multitude of different personalities and characters that this person can be. She can be strong, she can be weak, she can be vulnerable, she can be closed, she can be powerful, she can be weak, whatever. It's just like the ignorance, how people are seeing her for who she really is. Anyway, I wanted to just dissect that, and also dissect the way the film has brought this to light, because you know what, I think she's going to play this character amazingly, because the person who wrote it is exactly who she is, which is the tone deafness of not really knowing the proper consequences of DV and abuse, and how serious it is. The way she wrote it, Colleen Hoover I'm speaking about, was not in a serious way, and there were serious serious scenes that she wrote, which I'm not going to watch the film yet. I'm going to watch it when it comes out because I don't think it's worth going to the cinema to watch. But the way in which she wrote it, I have to remember this because I've been watching videos of people dissecting the book. Okay, I remember this now, reading the book. The Ellen stuff. I get it. The Ellen show was a big deal back in the early 2000s, and but it's just so trivial the way she wrote in the book. And I did say that in my last video. So but yeah, there's people that have not read the book that were looking at the promotion of this, like, okay, to go into the whole marketing scheme that Blake Lively and her team have been going about.
Blake Lively here.
Colleen Hoover.
And It Ends With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it.
Which again, ignorance, and at a big old age of 36, how do you just miss that and just, oh wait, I know how, by being so self-indulged. I'm sorry, but that has been her as per how she comes across as a person in her interviews and promoting things, and there's old stuff, interviews that's come to light, and things about her talking about fashion and going to the Met Gala and stuff like that. She's always been self-obsessed. Again, this whole culture of cancellation, I'm here for it, because people always wear masks and they use those masks to profit off of other people, which is a problem in our society, because it definitely stunts the growth of our society. And I'm just making this channel just to discuss my thoughts on these and feelings on these things, because it's always good to get opinions are like assholes, everyone has it, but this is my therapy anyway. But yeah, interesting the way people have just completely just got the ick from her and her husband Ryan Reynolds now, and it's because of this film, and I love it. So I've been watching some other stuff on people breaking down, not just her and her background of nepotism and her, how she got into the industry, and how she, how she's been to her co-workers, and how that they've, not said anything. And you know what, I think it's because of the societal pedestals we put people who look like her on, that people don't say anything about her bad behaviour or her negative mean girl attitude. Again, that's something that in society we need to sort out, because it's microaggressions the opposite way that affect the growth of developing as humanity, like just inclusiveness and just humanity in general, growing to allow other people to thrive because of people who look like her. And I've noticed she always kind of gravitates towards blonde people in her circle of anything she promotes, or anything like, okay, so let's for example put Colleen Hoover, the author of this book, in the front lines. Like, they seem to be promoting, they're promoting this story, It Ends With Us, the same way she wrote it, the same way they're selling their products, they're themselves as this airy fairy flower girl who, gets into a domestic abuse DV relationship, but she's better than that. She's an entrepreneur who can get over it, and the trauma doesn't define her. I'm sorry, but that's condescending. It's condescending for the people who have been through it, who in real life, who have had trauma from DV relationships, any kind of abuse, to be honest, from actual physical assault to mental abuse, and a lot of like psychologically putting a person down. Sorry, my British accent, I don't pronounce the T's, but yes, that type of thing is what people are picking up on. And I feel like she makes a lot of connections with people who are just like her, and not enough wideness in perspective in life in general, in trying to see other things. Now, I heard that her and Ryan Reynolds have a lot of charities where they give money to children who have suffered from abuse and several different types of abuse, and then also charity in general, disabilities and stuff like that, which is great on paper. It's great on paper, but when you're a multi-millionaire who's profited off of a career of being fake, making light-hearted jokes and not really diving deep into certain things, let's, for example, pick up Ryan Reynolds as a person. Okay, I've always had the ick about this guy, always, since I guess the first film I saw him in was probably what's that dating film that he was in? It wasn't The Proposal, because I watched that late, and I watched that late on purpose because I really thought, this is just trivial stuff anyway, and it's not as good as, say, 50 First Dates. Adam Sandler is hilarious, and he's Zoolander, Ben Stiller, authentic hilarious people. Ben Stiller, Will Ferrell, who's it that I just said? Adam Sandler. Like, they are hilarious, funny people that I put down on. Robin Williams, okay, automatically on the pedestal for comedy. Eddie Murphy, comedy. It's up there with the Richard Pryors and the Gene Wilders of the world. The rest in peace to them. They're one of the best comedians. They're up there with Charlie Chaplin, the comedic timing, all that stuff. It's just not cringe, it's hilarious. It will make you laugh all the time. Ryan Reynolds is not on that list. Never has been. His jokes don't land. And his personality is bleeding, is bled onto Blake Lively, that now she's making the same jokes and it just doesn't land. Exhibit A.
Genuinely love this movie. I always tell people I do junkets every day. You can't always tell people you love their movies, but I love this one. So seriously, thank you for taking the time.
Oh man, thanks.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm going to jump into this, and Blake, I'm going to start with you. Most of us, if we're lucky enough to run into a celebrity in public, we only have a few moments to maybe speak with you guys. But for people who see this movie, who relate to the topics of this movie on a deeply personal level, they're really going to want to talk to you. This movie is going to affect people, and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for my address or my phone number or my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could I'm just curious about
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally? Yeah.
And then she goes on to talk about what she got from the film and what she wants people to take from it, and it still seems glazed over, like she's not actually talking about the in-depth consequences and the seriousness of the story.
What's been beautiful about this movie is that, unfortunately, we all know at least someone, but we normally know a lot more than some ones. We know some manys who have experienced this, and the beauty of this has been to see people and to see this movie alongside women who haven't experienced this. Thank goodness. Go, whoa! It was, I fell in love too. I saw the red flags, but they didn't look red. They looked kind of fuchsia and cute.
See, glazed over. Just no depth whatsoever to what she just said. It just doesn't come across as any type of awareness. No self-awareness. It's just so weird to me. now I can see why celebrities and people who are promoting their films and storylines that affect so many people in general need media training, because they say shit that is just not relatable at all, because they can't relate. They literally can't relate. But yes, to go back to my original point about the jokes that she says, they don't land and they just make you feel condescended to. They make you feel like the way that she has been marketing and promoting this film has just been the way her husband says his jokes. Cringe. People have been saying that it's like Barbie and Oppenheimer. She's trying to do the whole, oh, my husband's in Deadpool at the same time and it's so great and that's great. It's great. It's great. We see that. It's great. You don't have to say that. That's cringe for you to say that. Especially when it's not timed right. Especially on a film that is about something very serious. You're doing a serious film and you're not acknowledging it like the author, which is why she's probably done a great job portraying Lily Bloom in this film, because that's how the author has written the character. Now, I said this in my last video, the character in the books is early 20s. She's in this naive stage of her life where she's not completely fully developed yet as a person in her own right. The way that Blake is promoting, and she's in her big old age of 36 acting this role, is like the character is mature but still like not grown as a person. That's Drake level of ignorance to me. What is the point in getting older if you're just going to be none the wiser to how life is in a general sense, but also in an in-depth sense? Airy fairiness. And these people reproduce. These people have conformists. These people have a circle of friends that will always enable them to be the way they are. They get wake-up calls. People like J-Lo, people like Drake, they get wake-up calls to say, no bitch, this is not the way the world is. You need to get out of your bubble and either stay in your bubble and shut up, or get out of your bubble and start speaking the way that you speak a lot, because you're talking a lot. The whole fashion thing and this coming back to bite her, this old interview that she had coming back to bite her butt about fashion, and her saying that, why don't you talk about men's fashion, is hilarious to me, because it always happens to people like this. They say something like 10 years ago and then 10 years later it's like, you've changed your tune now you're all about fashion and all about flowers and girly stuff. Why don't you shut up? Why do you have to keep speaking? This is the problem with people. They don't think before they speak. Yeah, so moving on to Ryan Reynolds, just not the comedic genius that people put him up to be. Just because he likes doing Marvel films and rom-coms doesn't mean he's a genius at all. The only thing he's done is work smart, which is invest his money in things that will grow his money and give his children generational wealth. But he don't give a shit about any of us, okay? He don't give a shit about anything. The only thing that makes him look good on paper is the charity work. And people like this, it's good that they've got the money to do that, and they've got the kind of money that they can do that and still be happy with their lives. But we need to stop enabling people like this, because it stunts the growth of society. I also saw another video where someone said that they got married on a plantation. How freaking tone deaf is that? These people hide in hindsight. They really do, and they make a profit out of trauma, or people who they actually don't consider their feelings about. They make money off of people like that. It is insane. It's wild to me. But anyway, yeah. Okay, anyway, that was my roundup of my thoughts on the whole cancellation of Blake Lively and sidelines Ryan Reynolds. And yeah, I will watch It Ends With Us. I did read the book. The seriousness of DV is definitely something that needs to be taken seriously in really big films like this, and you know, popular storylines like this. And Justin Baldoni, I'm interested in Justin Baldoni so much more now. I have listened to a few of the podcasts, his podcast, Man Enough podcast. I do follow it. I'm going to listen to it more. He seems like such a deep, emotionally mature person. The way he's promoting this film, the way he wanted to promote this film, I love it. And the fact that it's a man, he's done the work. He has done the therapeutic work on himself as a man, let alone as a human being, to actually realize the true meaning of this story. Love it. And he is sexy. I love a man who looks good, as good as that, and is emotionally mature. It's part of what makes him sexy. It's a good part. It's the greatest part, but it's great when it's both. But yeah, love him. Follow him now. Think he'll do amazing things in the future. Good on him for hiring Johnny Depp's PR team to help him, just in case Blake Lively and her bulldozing comes out more, because he has a feeling it probably will, and I have a feeling it probably will. She'll probably come out some more. She'll either keep quiet like Drake, which is wise, or say more stuff. But she's definitely cancelled, and her husband too, maybe. But it doesn't mean that their films and their work won't be successful. It just means they're not decent people, if that makes sense. You can be creative and you can still be an indecent person. There's so many artists, history and today. Pablo Picasso for one. Yeah, I just think because I love art. So, but yeah, the people have been them as a person. Controversy around them is always a problem, but they still make good work. It's always been the case since the end of time, since the beginning of time. So yeah, just interesting. Yeah, glad people are starting. A majority of people. Common sense is called common sense for a reason. Again, humanity, we're like animals. We see past bullshit. Bullshit is bullshit. Problem with human beings is that we know how to wear a mask very well. And this is people in real life. This is their real life. So, but this is people that I've had in my life that wear masks for a very long time, and the mask slip all the time. I wear a mask at work. I don't like to reveal my true self in my corporate job, but it's what it is. It's what we have to do in order to protect ourselves, to protect, divine protection only takes us so far. We have to do it ourselves as well. But it always slips, especially at big platforms where you're making millions and millions of pounds off of people that you're exploiting to make money. But anyway, that's my roundup. Yeah, subscribe and follow for more, and yeah, I will see you on my next video. Bye.